Greetings and salutations, everybody out on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in to Cruising with the Carsons this fine weekend. Beautiful day here in Minnesota, finally. Yeah, I still got a hoodie on, a little cool in the mornings. But what I'm bringing you today is we're going to install a set of Timbrens into my Chevy Silverado 1-ton truck. Now, there's a big debate that always seems to be going on about Timbrens versus airbags. Now, I've had both, and I love airbags, but I also love Timbrens. So in this particular truck, I'm going to show you what Timbrens are and how you can save yourself a ton of money. These only cost me $269 on eTrailer.com. They're super easy to install, and they definitely make a big difference when you're hauling heavy loads, especially those fifth wheel campers. So I'm going to show you how to install those into a Chevy truck anyway. Now this installation is a little bit different than, let's say, a Ram truck or a Ford truck. Those applications you have to install special brackets and everything. Now that's one thing I love about Chevy or GM trucks, GMC, is a very, very simple, straightforward install. So I'm going to show you what you need. I'm going to take you along a real quick, simple install. Let's get started. Now guys, this is pretty much all you're going to need to do this install. You're going to need yourself a heavy floor jack, and you're going to need some WD-40 or PB Blaster or some kind of lubricant. I use 2 blocks that I cut out of a 2x4, and you're going to need something to pry the bump stops off of your truck that you have now. What are bump stops? Well, let's go over to the truck and take a look. Now coming in from the rear end of the truck, as you can see, we're at the back side of the pickup here. Right here by your back tire, this is called a jounce or a bump stop. Now you can see the amount of clearance that I have from here to the bottom where the axle sits. There's all that play. Well, that allows that much sag in your frame and suspension when you drop a heavy load onto it. You're going to see what the Timbrens are. They're oversized jounces or bump stops, and they help level out your load. Now let's open these bad boys up and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about right here. Now when I pull the old ones off, I'm going to show you how much beefier and bigger these are and why they make a big difference in the hauling of your fifth wheel camper or super heavy loads. Now guys, before we get started, safety first. Make sure that you have chalked your front tires, because we're going to be raising up the rear end of this truck and causing a little bit of forward roll. So I've done this many, many times on my trucks. I jack mine up from the hitch. Reason being, you want to lift the suspension of the truck, not the axles. When you normally change a tire, you want to go right under the axle. But in this case, we want to create more of a gap than what's already there, and I'll show you why. Now guys, you don't have to jack it up a whole lot. You just want to create an extra 3 to 4 inches maybe of suspension travel. So I'm going to start cranking it up as you watch. Now, as you can see, I created a much bigger gap to work with. Now take a look at how much travel we have and how much room. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to knock these bump stops or jounces out of here. Now to do that, that's why I've got this tool right here. I put it right on the jounce and boom, it pops right off. All right guys, now here's a rear view looking from underneath the bumper straight away at that bump stop. Now I'm going to let the jack down and you're going to watch that thing pop right into place. And voila, just like that, it is seated into the pocket. And this, my friends, is what your bump stop or jounce will look like once it is installed. Now I'm holding the old one compared to the new one, and you can see the size difference. and the girth and the width, much different. The Timbrens are much, much beefier and will help keep your load level and help take a lot of stress and movement and load out of your factory rear end suspension. And that, you guys, and that's how easy it is to install Timbrens in your Chevy truck. So I hope you found this video entertaining and useful. And if you have any questions or comments, if you like airbags versus Timbrens, leave a comment below. Let me know about your experience and how you like them. Like I said, I've run both the Firestone Load Lifter 5000 and 7000 on dually trucks and work trucks and all that good stuff. I can say from experience that the airbags do ride softer than the Timbrens when you have a load placed on them. They seem to absorb a little more of that cushion. But the Timbrens do also perform and work just fine, and there's hundreds and hundreds of people out there running Timbren suspension. So thanks for tuning in, you guys, and we will see you on the next video. Bye.